crazy. Got a lot of people on the West Coast. I got a friend driving through. I got people saying blizzard conditions. Boston floods as homogeneous winter storm Riley pounds the East Coast with 90-mile-an-hour winds, snow, and 4 feet surges, leaving about 500,000 without power and causing 2,600 canceled flights. Hello! I'll read this and then we'll end the program. Look at this. Wow. Parts of Boston were submerged on Friday, and the rest of coastal Massachusetts flooded at high tide. Winter Storm Riley dumped heavy rain and up to 18 inches of snow along the East Coast on Friday. By the way, they were messing with the jet stream and the signals, and I did a video on it. And now we have global weird weather that's going on. We have the beast from the east in the UK. We have this wicked nor'easter. I'm just saying, it's just kind of a quinky dink. Anyway, go watch that. I made a video on it and I show the stuff. Also, Mike Morales does too. Winter Storm Riley dumped heavy rain and up to 18 inches of snow along the East Coast on Friday. It triggered huge storm surges of up to 4 feet in Cape Cod and has brought hurricane force winds. That's exactly where they were messing with the jet stream prior to. And I was saying, this is where hurricanes start, and there's hurricane force winds and nor'eastern. I don't know. All this is connected. So about 2,600 flights were canceled on Friday as the storm took hold, and another 1,400 were delayed. I wonder if that's why she didn't fly. She was saying that she was driving. I wonder if her flight was canceled, and I hope she's okay. All right, some half a million people are already without power, and more power outages are expected throughout the day. Officials in Mass say it's worse than the January 4 storm, and it's likely to cause damage to homes. Voluntary evacuation zones are in place along the Massachusetts coast and will remain until Sunday. Amtrak, you know what's up with Amtrak. New World Order Amtrak suspended all service between New York and Boston on Friday as a result of the severe conditions. Boston and parts of the coastal Massachusetts are being quickly submerged in water by the powerful nor'easter known as homogeneous. On Friday morning, storm surges of up to 4 feet rushed over the seawall and into the city streets as Winter Storm Riley took hold. Voluntary evacuations have been in place along the coast since late on Thursday night before the floods began. Shocking videos showed people kayaking through the underwater streets and trucks being swept away by waves. While Massachusetts was pounded by floods and rain, the rest of the Northeast endured heavy snow and winds of up to 90 miles an hour. Hopefully Richie from Boston is handling. He might not even be in Boston, but hopefully he's okay. Some 2,600 flights have been canceled, and another 1,400 have been delayed as a result of the storm. As of midday, an estimated 500,000 people along the northeast coast had lost power, and more were expected to see outages as the day wore on. Look at that. Looks like the boats are like high, and the trucks are submerged in water. What the hell's going on? Is that what they do when they are expecting floods? They have some sort of device that jacks the boats up or something? I mean, wouldn't the water be covering the bottom of those boats? What's going on there? Somebody will let me know. Water poured over the sea wall at Boston Harbor and crushed through the streets at high tide on Friday. Oh, that would suck. You know what would suck even more? If you were in that car. You know what I mean? With your dog or your kid. You're like, oh, help me now. Ugh. You know, sometimes in life you think, you know, you're going through something, and then just one picture can make you go, just have, just, oh, thank you that I'm not going through this, and it really makes you feel for people that are going through this. You know, unbelievable. And this isn't even like a war zone. This is just, but you know what I'm saying? I always get pretty sketched because I've seen these, and they all of a sudden, these rain bombs and stuff, they all of a sudden come out of nowhere, and the water is very scary. It's very powerful. It's like 10 times as powerful as wind, the mass of it. So just like in 2 inches of water moving at, 5 miles an hour, there's math involved. But what I'm trying to say is water's pretty damn strong, and it could have forces that are, you might not realize, but and then and until it's too late. Oh, I can cross it. I can cross it. Nope, nope, you can't cross it. Now your truck is floating down the street. A car in a flooded car park in Saskatchewan or whatever. Saskatchewan. I don't know that word, so don't, get crazy on me. It's just in Boston on Friday as water rushed through the city as a result of Winter Storm Riley. Oh, this one, we got a GIF maybe? Yeah, we got a GIF. Sucks. Look at this. A police vehicle drives through the flooded streets of Boston on Friday as the storm takes hold. Wow. Water poured over the sea wall at Boston Harbor and rushed through the streets at high tide on Friday. Hurricane strength winds of 80 to 90 miles an hour are a possibility in Cape Cod, and heavy snow is also due to be seen in Ohio. Ohio, Point Pleasant, the Mothman. I'm just in my mind. All right, as much of 18 inches of snow fell in parts of upstate New York and Pennsylvania on Friday morning, and at least 3 inches will fall in New York City. It is a sudden and dramatic change from the false start spring weather seen earlier this week. The highest snowfall was in the town of East Aurora near Buffalo, where 18 inches of snow fell in just 24 hours by Friday morning. 14 inches fell in Harbor Creek, Pennsylvania, and 12 inches fell in Windham, New York, near northeast Pennsylvania. 11 inches were recorded in Chardon, Ohio, and 10 inches were recorded at Buffalo Niagara International Airport. Republican Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker activated 200 National Guard members to help with the storm. Oh, wow. That is a mess. Toppled power lines on the road in Watertown, Boston on Friday. Police are advising residents not to go outdoors until the storm passes. Heavy floods in Boston as Bombo Genius hits the East Coast. Do we have another GIF? I'll take it. I'll take it. What are we looking at here? Gotta get some more coffee. Oh, so yeah, floods and things like this. Yeah. What is that out there? What is that thing? Like a ferry or something? Is that like a car? Look at that. What is that? A mini Statue of Liberty? I don't know what that is. All right, moving on. Oh, wow. Kayaking. For the love of Pete. This guy's kayaking. Look at that. A Boston resident kayaks through the streets on Friday, past an abandoned car in the midst of Winter Storm Riley. Look at this. Look at these people driving all over the place. I mean, like on the sidewalk and just crazy. Cars struggle through the water in East Service Street in Boston as the water rises on Friday, March 1st. The Ides of March. We're expecting to see more severe flooding issues here than we did in the January 4 storm, when a nor'eastern lashed the region with heavy snow and rain, he said, along Boston's Long Wharf, not far from the Flannel Hall tourist area. Large piles of sandbags were in place around a subway station and a Marriott hotel, a spot that flooded with icy seawater during an early January storm. A combination of heavy rains, monthly extreme high tides, and a wind-driven storm surge let me say it again. Wind-driven storm surge could combine to cause several feet of snow to flow onto streets in coastal parts of Boston and up and down the shoreline. Government and private weather forecasters warned high winds of up to 75 miles an hour, that's 120 kilometers an hour, could also bring extensive power outages. People need to take this very seriously. If you live in that area that is told to evacuate, get the hell out of there. Look at this. Look at this. This guy's on his phone. These women. No! No! Go back to the girl holding the... Look at this guy's on his phone. She's trying to cover her face and hold on to a tree. And this guy's just chilling, looking at his phone. Did I grab that? I want to grab that picture. So it grabbed it. Some people ignored warnings from local officials who told them to stay inside. They struggled against the wind in the Seaport district of the city and had to hold on to a tree for support. Look at that. Chart house. We have a chart house here in Redondo, and it got smashed in a storm. And now I'm looking at this one. This one's possibly set for the same thing. The chart house. People were eating in it. Look at it. It's flooding, just like what happened here. The same name and everything. People were eating in it, and the water started coming up, and it's all in windows, and the water comes up, but usually it's low enough, and there's like the sea rock wall or whatever, so it's kind of like, it's kind of mellow, whatever. But it started rising and started rising. All of a sudden, the waves started coming. People were like, this seems kind of sketchy. And the people were like, oh, don't worry. Da, 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 da. All of a sudden, huge waves were crashing in to where people were eating, sliding their food all over, crashing through onto the people. People were having to swim out of the restaurant. Oh, man. A truck drives through floodwater in Boston's Long Wharf on Friday morning, 2 hours before high tide. Did I grab that picture? Yeah. Look at that. That looks like a Stephen King novel or something. Spooky. Well, we'll take that one too for posterity. Wow. Wow. Ooh, we get another GIF. Look at that. I told you when they were messing with these signals, I said something big is going on. We got the beast from the east in the UK, and we got this coming in. I'm telling you, this was an engineered storm, just like a bunch of things that are being engineered. Don't kid. There's always been weather. Calm down, Jimmy, with your conspiracy theories. No, actually, there has always been weather, but that doesn't mean that you can't manipulate it, especially with the technology they're using and is in place. And you can point out and you can watch the signals and so forth and so on. So, just unbelievable. All right, so we have trees just ruining houses and people's cars. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Surrounded by floodwater. This home is surrounded by floodwater. Oh, that's gonna be the picture. That's gonna be the picture. That's gonna be the thumbnail. Flood warnings are in place along the coast. Yeah, let's just look at the picture. Look at that. Is that crazy or what? Crazy. I want to take all these pictures. Man, this weather, I mean, just the fog and the snow and the floods and the whole 9 yards. Look at this. Honey, I gotta go to CVS. Oh, don't forget the boat. You can jet ski to CVS. No, I think Kelsey's got the Wave Runner. You know, but she'll be back. She's just going to pick up a movie. This guy's trucking it in shorts. This girl the other day is like, "You're cold because you're wearing shorts." I like wearing shorts. And this guy's in Boston, and during a flood, during some crazy blizzard, nor'easter, bombo genius, and he's in shorts, so I don't feel that bad. This guy's getting pelted. Are they golfing? What's going on here? Residents ignored officials. Oh, they're filming the thrashing waves. I love filming the thrashing waves. It's one of my favorite things to do. It rocks. You could feel it under your feet. Everybody's out there. Everybody screams when big ones come, especially on the break wall because they break on different places. So, oh man, that is one of the funnest things to do. The National Weather Service had coastal flood watches and warnings in place from southern Maine through coastal North Carolina, including New York's eastern suburbs, and also warned that a snowstorm headed east from the Ohio Valley could drop significant amounts of snow in northern New York State. Ocean-facing homes could be destroyed by the storm surge and waves, while people who live in neighborhoods reached by low-lying roads could be cut off from services for hours or days, officials and government forecasters warned. This could be another storm with prolonged onshore flooding, said Paul Walker, a meteorologist guy, with private forecasting services AccuWeather. Flooding could begin to pick up around high tide, forecast to occur shortly after 11 a.m. Eastern around Boston. Voluntary evacuation orders are in place around coastal Massachusetts. In Marshfield, police are warning of astronomically high tides. Astronomically high tides. I just want to save all these. Look at that. The electrical, the water. Oh man, disaster. That's at Hoboken train station in Jersey. Had flooded on Friday morning as a result of the sudden and torrential rain. People are just, figuring it out. Commuters in New York City braved the wind on Friday morning. What began as heavy rain at around 7:30 a.m. quickly turned to blizzard-like snow. Look at this. We got another one. And it's look at this. What is this, Toontown? All right, it wasn't that spectacular. I mean, they could, Oh, wow. Look at that picture. Just to let you know, I get shared videos every day, like over like 500. So it makes it almost pointless because I can't watch 500 videos a day. So if you share videos with me, some people literally share like 20 videos a day. That's not practical. Stop doing that. But that is a really cool picture. It will be dangerous to remain in the homes, said Massachusetts Emergency Management Director Kurt Schwartz. Not only may rescue not be possible, but homes will be subject to significant structural damage. People need to take this very seriously. If you live in the area that is told to evacuate, we strongly encourage you to do so first thing Friday morning. So people are evacuating right now. Oh no. I wonder, oh man. We expect to, because I have a friend, oh man. We expect to lose homes during the storm. If you're one of those areas, you need to get out, he added. Residents were taking matters into their own hands. In Duxbury, south of Boston, officials urged people to evacuate as soon as possible, and the fire department was preparing to use a high water rescue vehicle for the first time to help any residents who wind up stuck in homes during high floodwaters. Michelle Schaefer, 45, of the coastal Massachusetts town of Hull, lost her appliances under 5 feet of water during the last big storm. I have a new washer, and my boyfriend just built a wooden platform for it. We got a couple of sump pumps, said Schaefer, who evacuated to higher ground Thursday night. Here are the stuff, and there's that big nor'eastern, which is crazy because there's that video, I Pet Goat, and the market was like going down, and then you have this big nor'eastern. People thought it might be a hurricane or. I'm telling you, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. I do not have a good feeling, and I feel like something big is coming. Power outages through the weekend, possible, likely. So everywhere, look at everywhere: Washington, New York, Boston, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Raleigh, Hendersonville, Roanoke. Wow. So the East Coast is without power. And then we got coastal flood alerts. Everywhere from Portland down to Virginia Beach, Ocean City, Atlantic City, Southampton, New York, Chatham, Hatteras. Oh man, I feel like they're making their move. This weather map shows Winter Storm Riley brewing off the coast of New England on Thursday night. Strong winds through Friday night, power outages, tree damage, travel disruptions. So you're going to be without power. You're not, and then you know what I'm saying? Like just you're not going to be able to get around because of the flood water. It's a perfect storm, literally. Like what are you gonna do? Like they're telling you not to be in your house. Oh man, D.C., New York, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Boston. And remember, we also had that warning about D.C. Something big happening in D.C. Well, it's right there. East Coast, I'm telling you. And remember, they just put in those storm doors in New York. I covered it. I was thinking it was for a tidal wave, but this is for this exactly. This is exactly a water surge. Oh man, coastal flooding, surge inundation. Boston, Plymouth, Providence. Minor coastal flooding to moderate to major coastal flooding. They just put in these storm doors. Literally, last year, the end of last year. Jonathan Kleck covered it, and then I covered it with Kleck. Watch it. It has something to do with tidal wave. But maybe this was what they were planning. I still think there is going to be a tidal wave, but water is very damaging. Wow. There are severe storm surges expected on Nantucket, where up to 4 feet of water may break the sea wall. Storm Riley pummels Washington, D.C. with high winds. Whoa. Look at this. Wow. Yeah, and the markets are doing weird things. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah, the two people that were shot in Central Michigan University were killed. The storm is going to be worse because it's going over 3 high tides, she said. The Coast Guard advised boaters to exercise vigilance and extreme caution. Kennedy Airport tweeted out Winter Storm Riley has resulted in nearly 250 cancellations for JFK. I heard that it was 500,000, but whatever. Please check flight status with your airline before coming to the airport. LaGuardia, Winter Storm Riley has resulted in just over 400 cancellations for LaGuardia Airport. Please check. Please check flight status with your airline before coming to the airport. The National Weather Service warned that the storm would morph into heavier, wet snow later Friday. New Jersey officials worried that the storm could take a chunk out of beaches just south of Atlantic City that are still being repaired because of damage from previous storms. Winds were expected to increase drastically throughout the day, peaking Friday afternoon with gusts from 50 to 60 miles an hour that could leave down trees and down power lines. Newark Airport tweeted out, Winter Storm Riley has resulted in more than 260 cancellations. Please check flight status. More than 2,100 flights have been canceled and 550 have been delayed. The heaviest snowfall is expected to be in parts of western New York into northern Pennsylvania, with 8 to 12 inches likely. Across the East Coast, authorities told residents of coastal communities to be prepared to evacuate if necessary in advance of Friday morning's high tide. The Weather Service said all of Rhode Island was under flood and high wind watches through Sunday morning. All weekend, airlines were making their own preparations. Delta, Southwest, JetBlue, American Airlines were allowing travelers to change their Friday and Saturday flights ahead of time to avoid delays and cancellations at key airports across the Northeast. Regional power utilities said they had extra crews on standby to deal with expected outages. Newark Airport has suspended its air train due to the weather and it's operating replacement bus services instead. My prayers go out to everybody on the East Coast. This is no joke. This is no joke. This is no joke. It's not only a terrible storm, but we have power outages. Watch out. Watch out. Try to, if you're somebody that needs help, try to, stay with somebody that can help you, or, a community that has like a house that's high, or a mansion or a bigger house. You all go there. It's easier to do it when you're not alone. A lot of people can make it easier. My prayers are with everybody on the East Coast. Stay safe. This has been James from the Research Revolution. I'm out of here.